Hello there.
Welcome in to the Chew the Clock football podcast. So it's week 8. A couple days ago, we just wrapped up with the Thursday night game. We had the Falcons beating the Panthers and some interesting takeaways from that game. So we'll just get right into it. Probably the most important thing from that game is the Calvin Ridley injury. It was a weird play because he caught it and he made a good play, and it was just kind of an awkward landing. But it seems like it's a minor injury. He's considered day-to-day right now. The only concern that fantasy managers should have is that they do have their bye in week 10. So he has a long week, obviously playing on Thursday going into week 9 where they host the Broncos. But if he's not back in week 9, I'd imagine he's back in, solid in week 11. So Luke, you wanna touch on Todd Gurley? You probably watched that game a little bit closer than I did, but
Yeah,
what a weird game.
just about ready to rip my hair out. Considering I just traded for him this week because I have no running backs anymore. With C-Mac coming back and Mike Davis being very underwhelming in his last 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
Really needed him to finish out strong. He didn't. But on the topic of Gurley, man, that's frustrating to watch him just sitting there or standing there on the sideline, just looking very lost and confused as to why he's not in the game. And his counterpart, Brian Hill, who sucks. I'm sorry, he sucks. He may have had a better yards per carry, but he's not good if you watch him.
I think they all do. It's a problem.
He just looks like he has a nerd neck the whole time. I don't know if you guys see him in the backfield. He just looks so awkward with his shoulders. I don't know. Just something that pissed me off too, seeing that back there. So, I mean, I don't think, has there been a report as to what happened there, or what were they just?
Not that I've seen. I mean, you really got saved with a touchdown there. In
Yeah,
the second
I
half,
didn't
because
get
otherwise
that. I
it
would have
was
been
ugly.
awful. 40 yards, touchdown. Just terrible game with a game script and scenario that was in his favor. It was raining, cold, windy.
Yeah.
If they just would have pounded it down, the Carolinas worst or second to worst ranked running defense.
Yeah.
But
You'd
they
think.
decided to throw it to Julio for every other play.
Speaking of ugly, let's quickly touch on the Panthers. Basically, we don't have to spend too much time on it, but basically, if you started any Panthers outside of Curtis Samuel, you're probably disappointed. And if you started Curtis Samuel, good job, because there's no way we could have seen that coming.
That's the thing. You didn't start him.
Yeah. I mean, Bridgewater was disappointing. He did leave with an injury. He appears to be okay. Mike Davis was disappointing in probably his last game as the starter. Robbie Anderson had five catches, but not a ton of yardage, mostly short stuff. DJ Moore was completely non-existent until literally the last drive. And even then, it was, kind of disappointing. So,
Which I don't understand.
I don't either.
It seems like every time they throw it to him, he does well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know. How are these teams not just destroying each other on the offense?
Yeah.
Was the rain and wind that big of a factor? It makes you think it had to have been. These two teams have terrible defenses. Well, for the most part, at least. In one area, whether it be running or passing defense, you would have thought that these coaches would have game planned against the other team's weaknesses, but it seemed like it was the complete opposite of that. The Panthers ran the ball way more when they should have thrown it. And then the complete opposite for the Falcons. They should have ran the ball way more when they threw it instead. So
definitely
frustrating to watch, especially from my perspective, because I have Robbie Anderson and Mike Davis and Todd Gurley playing, and they didn't even get 30 points. So
extremely satisfying from my perspective.
It's a GG. Yeah, it's GG to Logan this week already.
It's a lot of game left.
Let's see how things go. I might not be watching too much.
So we'll have to watch both those teams pretty closely in the next.
Who am I starting? I'm starting Gronkowski, so that's a pretty sketchy pick.
So we'll hop right into the game by game preview. We'll start with the 10 a.m. games. So the format what we're going to do is we're going to preview each game, and then we're going to do start or sit for each side, and each of us are going to predict who wins the game. And I'm also going to give a bold prediction, and I'm going to ask my two co-hosts to give their opinion on whether or not they think it's decently realistic of happening. So we'll start with New England at Buffalo. My bold prediction is that I think that this is the game where we see Zach Moss break out and Devin Singletary become the backup. What do you guys think about that?
I think the word breakout is just not going to be a thing for that backfield. Like, they're definitely both like solid guys, but they're just not. You cannot trust them in fantasy this year, especially with Josh Allen being so much of a running threat that he is. So you just don't feel good. I think we've mentioned this before. You just don't feel good about either of them. Another reason I don't think that'll happen is because Stephon Gilmore is out for the Patriots, and John Brown is coming back for the Bills. So I feel like they're going to attack the Patriots and through the air primarily. So, which could set up a game script for Moss when you think about it. But I don't know, I feel like Buffalo exceeded when they were passing the ball, and they haven't been lately. So I think they need to get back to what they established themselves early on in the season.
Logan, yay or nay?
I'm not touching anyone in the Buffalo backfield.
Fair enough. All right. Well, let's move on to the Buffalo starter sit. It sounds like none of us are very confident in starting either of the running backs. But if you're in a pinch because of bye weeks, I could understand why you would need to. And you're probably starting Josh Allen. You're probably starting Stephon Diggs. I think really the only two questions are going to be John Brown and Cole Beasley. You could probably get away with starting them. I would worry about the weather in this game. But overall, I mean, what do you guys think about those two guys?
Well, I initially liked Cole Beasley when Brown was out because he's been just like a target monster. But with John Brown coming back, I don't have as much confidence starting Beasley. But I would start John Brown over Beasley if I had to choose. Because the first two games of the season, John Brown had like 80 to 90 reception yards and a touchdown in each of them. So,
Logan, any interest in starting either of those two guys?
I'd probably start John Brown too. Or actually, yeah, because since Gilmore's out, because the Patriots have Jonathan Jones, who's a pretty good slot corner. So
yeah. I think it kind of depends on what you need too. I mean, Beasley's probably going to have 5 or 6 catches, but I think Brown's probably more likely to score a touchdown and probably more likely to have more yards. So, how about on the Patriots side of the ball? Edelman and Harry are both out. There's no really tight ends to consider here. So, are we starting any running backs? Damian Harris, James White?
James White is the only player. And you're not going to feel good about it either.
I think the only person I'd start is Cam.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even know if I want to do that either, but
yeah,
I think he's just going to be running a lot.
Yeah.
If you're in a one quarterback league, you got to find someone else. Honestly,
I don't know
what super flex you're starting them, but
I don't know what the Patriots are doing because you signed Cam for a year, and it's not going too well right now. So I don't know if they're trying to keep him from getting injured. Just keep having him do Superman Cam stuff. Just run the ball all day with him.
Let him loose.
If he gets hurt, you're not in much worse position than you are right now.
Let's predict the winners here. Luke, you want to go first on that one? Just give me a one word: Bills or Pats?
I hate to say it, but I think Bills are definitely going to win.
Logan?
It's hard.
It hurts, but it's reality.
I don't know. I always give the Pats a chance against AFC East guys,
Yeah.
but
Also, the thing is, the Bills haven't beat the Patriots in like 4 years, I think. 6 years.
since
I don't know.
I think it's since the time Jacoby Brissett started.
Yeah.
So
So does that mean you're going with the Pats, Logan?
No, I'm going. It's gonna be the Bills probably.
I'm going with Pats, man. I'm thinking this is exactly what Bill Belichick and this Patriots team wants. That just when you start to count them out, they're down Harry and Edelman. This is the exact scenario. They want everyone to pick the Bills, and I think they're going to pull it out. I think Cam Newton's going to have a big day.
There's a little
Potentially.
difference in the team
Yeah, that's true.
than what
But
they used to have during these times.
I want to bet on that coaching staff and that team. And I want to bet on them turning things around. And to be honest, it's not even so much about the Patriots. It's more about the Bills. I mean, they've won the last couple of games, but they haven't been very convincing in doing so.
Yeah.
So
They
yeah.
played a pretty good game against the Chiefs, if you ask me.
For the rain, yeah.
It's a pretty close game until the end, I guess.
All right, so let's move on to the Bengals hosting the Titans. My bold prediction is that AJ Green is going to come out of retirement and actually score a touchdown this week and have a solid game. And you should probably feel good about starting all three of the Bengals wide receivers. What do you guys think?
I agree.
Yeah.
Green's gotten like 20 plus targets combined in the past 2 weeks. So all he
Should've
needs is
kept
that
him.
touchdown. All he needs is that touchdown, and he's got a
I think he finds it this
receiver.
week. I think he finds it.
I
I
mean,
had
this
a AJ
game.
Brown,
Go ahead.
I had a Antonio Brown problem, or this Antonio Brown effect with Luke, where I dropped him after losing confidence, and then
Well,
he
I
turns
didn't
out
lose
to do well.
confidence, but I was just like 0-2, and he's just taking over a roster spot. And like the first few weeks of the season are just like prime. But when you're doing the waiver wire, like you gotta get, like I got Mike Davis, for example. You had to like
It's so annoying
take
because
advantage of those situations, you know.
dude, the first like couple games he had like 30 targets in 3 games or whatever,
Dude,
and it's just
that was his strength, and they just didn't do it anymore. I don't get it.
and then I drop him because he had like 1 target or something,
Yeah.
and it looked like he wanted out, and it looked like that was just done, and then he follows it up with 2 good games in a row. Unreal.
Yeah.
So we're starting all three of the wide receivers, right?
I think
Mixon's
start Gio
out.
too.
Mixon's out, so we're starting Gio. Any
Burrow,
confidence
for
in
sure.
Burrow? One
yeah.
to 10? Any confidence?
The only issue is that
7.
the weather
I was going to say
over there
7.
is going to be windy.
Yeah.
But from what I'm reading, it's saying it's going to blow from end zone to end zone. So, I mean, I guess you just kind of have to like be on the right side of the wind. It says strong gusty winds will blow from end zone to end zone. So
I'm in on Burrow this week. I think he scores a rushing touchdown or something like that.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the Titans. I think maybe are a little bit more difficult. I mean, you're starting Derrick Henry, you're starting AJ Brown. I don't see how you don't start Ryan Tannehill against the Bengals. I think based on the tight end landscape, I think Jonu's gonna have a really good game. Corey Davis? Question mark. 1 to 10. You can, I think,
I'd
right?
say 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Not the
could be a
worst thing in
flex.
the world.
He's not your like ideal flex, but
Yeah.
he has the potential. I mean, he's not a bad receiver. Like
No.
he's taking like he hasn't broken out. I don't think ever, but he's still like there. He's still producing, getting targets here and there. So
Yeah, he won't goose you. He might score. So let's
I
move
think
on
it's
to
tough
the
for him because before it was Mariota, and like I don't think any receiver is going to do good with that.
mm-hmm.
And then it just seems like Tannehill came in immediately, liked AJ more.
Oh
So
yeah.
and AJ's just a beast. Like that guy's had like 60 total fantasy points past 3 weeks combined.
he
Yeah.
might be like a
I
top
think he's
5
got
guy
the
in the
most.
league at some point.
Yeah, I think he's got the most fantasy points for any wide receiver in the past 3 weeks combined. So
So who's
he's
winning
been
this one?
balling.
Who's winning this game?
Titans.
Titans.
Gotta be. Yep, for sure.
Their run
Okay.
game is just gonna I can see Derrick Henry scoring
They're
3
just a good
touchdowns.
team.
Yeah, for sure. Coming off a loss too, by the way. Their first loss.
Yeah, they're gonna be envious.
So how about
Extra motivation.
the Browns hosting the Raiders? Now this is a game I think that's going to be heavily impacted by the weather. I'm not super convinced about um, either of the team's passing attacks as it is, and you throw in a ton of wind and a good chance at some rain, and it makes me even more skeptical. So I'm going to say my bold prediction for this game is that both of the starting running backs are in the top 5 at the end of this week. Top 5. Jacobs and Kareem Hunt. What do you guys think?
I can
As
see that
in
for sure.
top 5 this week.
Yeah, they're in the top 5 scoring running backs for this week.
Yeah.
I think they
Definitely.
both find the end zone at least once.
I
I
think
mean,
I
they're gonna
probably
have to be running.
have more trust in Kareem, just based off the running attack of the Browns as a whole,
Yeah,
their scheme.
Yeah,
sure.
dude, this whole weather thing is really screwing up my DraftKings lineups. Like, I crafted some decent lineups from the salary stuff, but just seeing how it's gonna be windy and wet, it's like, man, I don't want to like bother with that. Like, Derek Carr is super cheap this week, and he is facing like a terrible Cleveland, not terrible, but not good Cleveland defense. But it's just like I don't really have that much confidence if it's gonna be terrible
Yeah.
conditions. So
It's definitely going to make some start-sit decisions a little bit more difficult here. So I mean, we can stay on the Brown side of the ball here, and you're starting Kareem Hunt. I wouldn't imagine you're starting Baker, regardless of weather. Even after the good performance, I mean, he loses OBJ. Um, Still no Austin Hooper. Do we have any confidence in either of the tight ends, Harrison Bryant, David Njoku?
Not particularly.
I mean, I think you could roll out Bryant. He looks
Yeah.
good. He's getting red zone targets.
You'd roll out him over Njoku?
Yeah.
I think he's probably going to be a little bit more involved, but I think the most important thing is that if Baker throws a touchdown or two, chances are it's going to go to a tight end. So it's not the worst thing to roll one of them out if you're in a pinch.
Like I thought Rashard Higgins was gonna be a great play this week with
Yeah.
OBJ being out, but now it's like
The weather.
it's hard to trust because I mean the dude had like 6 catches for 100 yards and a touchdown last week.
Yeah.
He looked good, like so.
So I don't think you need to start him this week. So I think you pick him up, you stash him because OBJ is obviously out for the year. But how about Jarvis Landry? Any confidence in him? I mean, he's going to be a clear number 1 target. But again, if it's pouring rain and windy, I mean, how many times are they realistically going to throw the ball?
Yeah, only full PPR. I think he's viable. Not even half.
Okay.
Not even close in standard.
So how about for the Raiders there? I mean, they're starting Jacobs. If we're concerned about the weather, I don't see a scenario why you'd have to really start Derek Carr. I mean, unless you're really desperate. You're starting Waller. I mean, regardless of the weather, just because he's going to get the volume, and obviously he's a top 5 tight end for sure. Any other pass catchers? I mean, Ruggs, Aguilar has been good the last couple of weeks. Renfro, it's kind of hard to trust him in the rain though.
Yeah, I think it's just best avoiding the wide receivers in this game. I mean, I hate like making the excuse of weather being a factor, but we saw it in the Atlanta Carolina game this week on Thursday. Others besides Julio Jones, who's solidified beast, everyone else pretty much struggled throwing the ball really and catching the ball. So just the whole
if you have to start one. I think if you have to start one, Ruggs might be interesting because he really only needs 1 catch to make a difference.
Yeah. I like that call for sure.
He was a good. He could have been such a great play this week against that secondary. I mean, other than Denzel Ward, who else do they really have? So.
Also, did anyone see that Denzel Ward slide play he made?
Yeah, that was sick.
That was sick, dude. That was so cool. It just looked so cool. He's a beast, dude.
He really is.
They hit on that pick.
So who's winning this one here? Interesting. This could be a good game.
No.
In terms of closeness.
I feel like it's gonna come down to the wire, but I think Vegas can pull away.
Yeah, Raiders.
I mean, they beat the
I think I'm gonna
Chiefs.
go Browns.
Ooh. Okay. Shoot. Now I got to make a choice here.
I think I'm going Browns.
Going Browns.
Because I feel like
Trusting Kareem.
it's made for a running game, and I just feel like their running game's far superior.
Yeah, their O-line and everything.
I think I'm gonna go Raiders. I think I like Derek Carr a little bit more than I like Baker Mayfield, and I think that Derek Carr is probably a little bit better in terms of trusting someone to pass to. Or I'm sorry, I mean like Waller is a better option. I think if you had to pass for 5 yards to anybody, I think Waller probably is a little bit safer for Derek Carr than anyone that Baker has. So how about the Colts traveling to Detroit, taking on the Lions here? My bold prediction is going to be that this is going to be the true breakout game for Jonathan Taylor, and we're going to have to start considering him as like one of the top tier options. What do you guys think?
I have to disagree, unfortunately.
I don't like Taylor.
I think he's a
okay.
good back, but I was watching this like film study of him, and his vision is just very mediocre. Like he can't scan the defense and how it's scheming, and he doesn't know where to hit the holes and when to hit the holes. So I think like if once he gets into space, he's great, obviously, but it's just like those immediate like down the middle runs where he struggles a lot. And I know Detroit has a terrible run defense, but I mean, Philip Rivers is just such a damper on that offense. Like he cannot throw the ball more than 10 yards. Like he's almost worse than Drew Brees. So I feel like the Lions will definitely game plan against Taylor. So I don't know. You look at the matchup, you're like, damn, like Taylor's gonna beast it out. But if you watch him play, like he doesn't really look that spectacular.
All right.
From like what he was supposed to be.
I think it depends. I think it lies on the ability of the Colts defense to stop the Lions offense.
Mm-hmm. Game script is going to be important there for him.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if Galladay starts going and they're scoring some points, then
yeah, he will.
I don't know.
He will.
That might turn into a little bit of Hines game.
Yeah. Yeah. I think this game could be quietly high scoring because I'm excited that it's in a dome. I think that the Colts defense is very good. Their offense is kind of suspect, but I don't think the Lions defense is very good. And I'm kind of interested in their offense. So I think, whether not being a factor whatsoever in this game, I think could help it to be kind of, one of these turf shootouts. Well, I'm hopeful at least for it. So how about we stay on the Detroit side of the ball? It's a little bit murky. You're starting Galladay. I would imagine you're probably starting TJ Hawkinson just based on who what other options you have at the tight end position. I don't understand why you would start Marvin Jones at this point. Stafford, any trust there?
I wouldn't start him this week.
Yeah.
Just because the Colts defense.
Yeah. What about the running backs?
He's sure. He's been pretty good last few weeks, getting more and more carries. Patricia's trusting him.
One of them probably scores. I'll say that. Just don't know which.
I just don't think it's a good game script for either of the running backs.
Yeah, I mean Swift because he's the receiving back, so I think there might be some dump offs in this game, more so than others.
Yeah. So how about the Colts here? So you're definitely not starting Philip Rivers. I can tell you that. Actually, let's simplify this. Are you starting anyone except for Jonathan Taylor?
I don't know if he's playing this week,
Pittman?
but I saw Pittman got reactivated or whatever, or activated.
I think he's
So
playing.
he could be something interesting.
I think he'd start him. Just
I
a
don't know if I really have
dart
to.
throw.
It's a good stash, though. I like the stash.
Yeah.
Dart throw. Sweet.
Harris Campbell's. Wish that guy could stay healthy.
Yeah.
All right. It's gonna make me upgrade it, so we're just gonna have to run on this remaining clock. So we got 8 minutes to bust through these.
All right, sure. So how about Packers hosting the Vikings?
Oh, we didn't pick the winners.
Oh, you're right. Good call.
Let's just pick winners, like, for the most part in these final few games.
So I'm gonna go with.
I'll go Detroit.
Me too.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean,
It's
you
just
can have
that
great
defense,
defense,
Colts.
but
That's the only thing that makes me pause.
Yeah.
I feel like the Lions just have some good playmakers though. Like Galladay will catch just about any 50-50
Galladay's
ball.
insane.
Yeah, like every catch is a highlight reel for him. And then Swift, he's a dynamic player. I mean, I feel like they can go either way to the air on the ground, and they could get the
If the Lions had a good
their
defense,
defense.
they could be something.
Yeah, but they never do. So how about the Packers hosting the Vikings here? This could be another weather game. A couple key notes here. Aaron Jones out. You're starting Devontae Adams. You're probably not starting any other pass catchers. You should roll out Jamal Williams. And Rodgers, thumbs up, thumbs down.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
You can, yeah.
I saw this thing where the
You're
Vikings
starting
have like
Dalvin Cook.
I'm pretty sure all the Vikings corners are like hurt or not out. The starting ones at least.
Yeah.
So, Jacob is frozen.
Well, yeah, you're starting Dalvin Cook,
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson, and Thielen.
I think you're
starts.
honestly starting like every startable guy, if you know what I mean. Like all the big name
Every
guys that
starter?
are producing. Yeah, like all the people that have been producing in the past. You know, start them. I think I'm gonna go Green Bay for the win on this one.
Yeah, definitely Green Bay. Oh, we'll see it, Jacob.
No big pick.
Yeah, I'm going Green Bay on that one.
Yeah. All right, we'll grab Jacob's pick when he gets back in here. All right, Jets, Kansas City. I guess I'll do one hot take. It's gonna be a really hot take. Denzel Mims is gonna get 10 catches this week. Gotta put the shades on for that one.
That is hot.
Crowder and Perriman out. They're gonna be down the whole entire game. Sam
That
Darnold
is
needs someone
scorching
to throw
hot,
to.
man.
That's why Denzel Mims playing. He's super cheap in DraftKings too. 3,300.
I like Mims. I like him. It's just, I don't know. The Chiefs' defense is actually kind of good.
Yeah, I know,
So,
but like, just think about it. Like, the Jets are gonna have to possess the ball at some point, so like they're gonna have to do something. And 9 times out of 10, they're gonna be passing. So I don't know.
yeah,
I think a lot of slants and shitty. Like,
it's crazy, but not crazy, if you know what I mean.
yeah.
So, I'm definitely
Obviously,
taking the Jets here.
obviously we're on KC
I
for both
wish.
of those.
But, yeah, I'm taking the Chiefs there. So,
Yeah.
the Jets, I need the Jets to win. Just because I don't like the Chiefs. And that could.
The Jets win, bro. You're gonna make absolutely thousands of dollars after like a
That'd be
bet.
insane.
Like, why not throw $1 down on it?
All right, what's next?
All right, we got the Rams at Miami. I don't really like this game at all. It just looks really gross. I think
It's kind of interesting with Tua.
Tua might get destroyed, or he might be a prodigy. I mean, it's either one way or the other.
I'm taking the Rams here, but I'm hoping that Devontae Parker gets some targets. That's all I'm hoping for.
That's going to be interesting to see his production with Tua.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see.
I'm also taking the Rams.
Hoping to see Tua build a chemistry with him.
Yeah. I guess for a hot take, I think a hot take, I'm going to pick the Rams, but a hot take would be Miami like winning. I think they could easily win this game.
I could see the Rams stinking it up.
Yeah. I just thought Rams team just kind of makes me want to throw up for some reason.
They're so boring.
They really are. They used to be in the electric offense, and now they're just like.
It was girly. It was all girly.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so we looked
All
at
right,
the
what's
Rams
next?
on that one. Next, last early game, we got Pittsburgh at Baltimore. This will be a very good game.
That's a great game.
Yeah, that'll be
I can't wait to watch this one.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to take the
Baltimore's
Ravens.
Take them. Yeah.
I'm taking the Ravens.
Me too.
Lamar needs to prove that he can do it against a great defense, and I think this is his big moment of the season.
The only thing is, if they get down, he's going to struggle big time.
I think that this is the game where he changes that narrative.
Yeah, he needs to, because he gets a lot of flack for being great when they're playing crappy teams and just running around. But when he gets down in a few games and he's forced to throw, he screws up. So
I'm starting Lamar, Mark Andrews, Juju, I guess Juju, yeah. Connor, and then probably Deontay.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's bust through these last ones in this minute. We're going to pick who's going to win, and that's it. We got Chargers at Denver.
Chargers.
I agree. We got New Orleans at Chicago.
New Orleans.
I agree. Got Jacob coming in. All right. And the last afternoon game, we got San Francisco at Seattle.
Seattle.
All right. Sunday Night Football, Dallas at Philly.
Oh, gosh. Philly.
Yeah, I got Philly too. Rager's coming back. Guard's coming back. Fulgham might be a sketchy play this week. Didn't hear from me.
He's a star.
Also for San Francisco at Seattle, I also have Seattle. And then Monday Night Football.
Bucks, baby! Brady Mania. Tampa Bay.
Yeah, Bucks are going to crush it. All right.
It'd be a big game for Scotty Miller, just saying.
Could be. All right, well, sorry we have to cut it short. I might have to upgrade my Zoom or have one of you guys record it next time.
We could come together and pitch into for a full pro Zoom account or whatever it is.
Yeah. I mean, oh, all right.
Don't be afraid to hit some donos. Support the stream or the podcast.
Like anything, we'll have our Twitters in the description. Ask any questions in the comment section, and we will see you guys next week.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, guys. Peace out.